YouTube. It is your boy, Real.
It's your boy Will, and this is Cause We're Geeked. So Venom just dropped. We gotta do a video on it, and we have to drop spoilers. So
spoilers,
if you haven't seen it yet, make sure you go ahead. Just hold on for watching this video. Go check out the movie, then come back and tell us what you think. All right, after watching our video, and after you like and subscribe as well. So when it comes to Venom, first and foremost, what did you think about it?
Overall, it wasn't too bad. To me, I feel like it was on par with the first one. You know how like sometimes when you see a franchise and you compare the first movie to the second movie, you might say if one was better than the other. I think with this one it was pretty much even. You know what I mean? Carnage taking the place of Riot. Only difference is, this time the symbiote, evil symbiote, had a sidekick and Shriek. But other than that, what I'm saying, like it was okay. I didn't hate it. I didn't like love it. I thought it could have been a little bit better, but overall, it wasn't bad. What about you?
I enjoyed it. I thought it was a little bit better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that this one definitely moved the MCU, as it's been called, the Venomverse, forward. And as we constantly do, whenever we're doing spoilers or talking movies, that's one of the big things for me is how is it moving the storyline across all these movies? How is it helping move it forward? So I think it did it very well. I enjoyed it for that. Definitely looking forward to checking it out again, just to see if I missed anything. It's to me, one of the things that we talked about before, did feel like it ran a little bit quick, because I think what was the runtime? Like it had to have been like under 2 hours, like an hour 45 or something like that.
Probably.
But yeah, it felt really, really quick, but it got to the point. Even gave you some prequel with it or some backstory as well, just to give you some good groundwork. But overall, I thought it was pretty good. Sony has gotten much better when it comes to their comic book movies, so I really enjoyed it with it.
All right, so what are some? Let's go ahead and get. So with every movie, you have positives, you have negatives.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead. What you want to do first? You want to do the positives? You want to do the negatives? Let's do the negatives, because I think the positive is the part that's got a lot of people talking right now. So let's go ahead and say that for last. Let's go ahead and get the negatives out the way. I guess this one part I'm about to talk about is kind of like nitpicking a little bit, being a comic book fan and all. I think I was telling my fiance this. We was talking about this earlier, and I was telling like the one thing about the Venom movies I don't like how it's kind of like Venom is like this joke. You know what I mean? Like if you read the Venom comics and stuff like that and seen him in other iterations, like he's very like dark and serious and gritty and all that stuff, right? Here they made him seem like he was just some kind of like walking punchline. It's just like and in the fact like they keep their person. I know Venom and Eddie are separate personalities, but it's just like to the point like Venom is like taking over Eddie's body when he don't feel like doing what Eddie tell him to do and all this whole type of stuff. And or with Carnage, the fact that what I'm saying, like Carnage and Cletus Cassidy are like, you know what I mean, in the comics. And with this one, it's like they're not even meant to be together. That was the whole point of the movie. It's like, well, they're not, not really meant to be together or whatever, which is why they were kind of like fighting towards the end, saying like, oh man, you hurt my girl, like, oh, I'm gonna kill her and this and that. And it just, I don't know, bro. And then like for me, like I was telling Terry this too, like Cletus Cassidy is like the Joker. Pure chaos, madness, murder, mayhem, all that, bro. I didn't feel that with this Cletus Cassidy version here in the movie, because I know we've been for the longest. I know, I guess you could say Spider-Man fans. We've been wanting Venom and we've been wanting Carnage in the movies, and then we finally got the Venom and the Carnage movie, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I really wanted to feel that fear, like, oh man, this dude Carnage is like, man, something else we ain't never seen before. Like I said, he picture the Joker with a symbiote.
Yeah.
That's how he's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Just evil incarnate. And I didn't feel that, man. And let's see what else. Like, I don't know. I feel like it it didn't really pull off away from the first one. Like, it had a chance to kind of like take the good parts of the first one and then just build on that and then elevate it. I feel like it didn't do that. You know what I mean? You feel like it was just like, it's just right there. It's right there. Oh, excuse. And like you were saying too a minute ago with the whole the runtime, it just felt kind of I don't know. It felt kind of condensed, I guess. Like it didn't feel long enough or something. I don't know what it is. It just felt like it was like real quick. And it's like, oh, okay, so he escapes. Show a couple scenes of him, taking a guy's car, killing somebody, whatever. Yeah. Get hurt. They go burn down this orphanage, and then it's the end. This is like, I don't know. I just feel like it wasn't feeling enough for me. Other people y'all can probably think, have a different opinion towards it, but for me, I just feel like it did not have enough feeling, if that makes sense. Kind of wish there was. I feel like there was a lot to be, desired. I feel like it was just enough. It wasn't something that was missing. And with Venom, man, like I would tell y'all to go read if you watch the show, you probably have read the comic. But like I said, with Venom, man, like, and they just kept throwing the term lethal protector. Like he is a lethal protector, but it's like they made it seem, I don't know. It was just hard to explain. It was a lot of like a lot of stuff in this movie. I felt like they could have cleaned up or they could have made it a little bit better to kind of give it that punch. And us waiting this long for Venom and Carnage, it just
missed the mark.
Yeah, I really feel like it missed the mark, man. Like I said, not saying the movie's bad, not saying that. I just felt like, because for what it is, for what it was, like, somebody like my fiance watching it, she don't know a lot about Venom and Carnage like that. So she kind of would have enjoyed it for what it was. And I think that's like the curse for us, man, being like comic book fans. Like we know the source material, and then we see it on the screen and it doesn't come out like we know it for it to be. It kind of like, dang it. It just felt like it takes away from the movie for us. But I kind of hate that for myself, but that's just how I feel, man. What about you?
Yeah, I was hoping for like more Carnage.
Yeah.
Because he even talks about it that his thing was just being vengeful, not necessarily just out killing people. Because that's why him being vengeful is why he killed his grandmother, why he killed his mom.
About that too, because that's what I meant to point out too. Like in the comics, like that backstory of him killing his grandma and all that stuff, that's true. But like he didn't do it because they were mean to him. He did it because he enjoyed killing. Yeah. He loved seeing people's life leave their bodies. Like just killing people just for no reason. Like I said, he was like the Joker. Joker just does stuff, just be doing stuff. He ain't doing it because like, I did it because when I was a kid, my dad spanked me and didn't give me a cookie or whatever. It's like, no. He does this because he is just completely crazy. He's mad. Like, and you give a crazy mad guy that kind of power with the Carnage symbiote. Yeah, he's supposed to go off the rails because like the Carnage symbiote is supposed to like magnify his craziness. You know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, what you saying? I had to put that in there too. I forgot.
Nah, you good. But when they said they was like, come on, like this guy is supposed to be mad crazy.
Yeah.
So that one kind of was like, it took some of this the air out the cell of his true evilness. To me,
exactly.
By giving him a reason of it instead of. I just felt like it,
I agree. I agree.
Then what was it? It just did feel when it came to basically them being able to be one, Carnage being able to be one, and to use that as a way for Eddie and Venom to end up winning because it made it seem like, yeah, see, those two don't deserve each other. But it's like, no, but they really do though. Like these, these well, both of these things are basically like they're both things just because of how evil they are supposed to be like true for each other and just supposed to cause so much more chaos. But that's what I was hoping for, and that's part of why when it comes to the comic book movies, I wish that they wouldn't kill the villains all the time.
Oh
I
yeah,
end
that's another
up
thing too.
letting some of them escape and to just carry on to the next movie at least for more disruption and chaos. So that's one thing that I wish that Marvel would uh, stop doing is cutting them off and allow their story to continue. Just because, like, you have when it comes to Carnage, you have so much source material. We have the video games with them, so you have all this stuff that has Carnage, and we only get him for an hour and 45 minutes, an hour and a half, something like that. And it's not fair. I want him longer. Like after all these years of reading it, playing the games and stuff, I want Carnage longer. I want him on the screen longer. I want him destroying stuff, not just being a vengeful person, you know? So that's just something that like I said, that's more of a personal thing of what I wanted to see. But I think it would have made the movie that much better if they would have went that route.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I didn't. I thought like he would like get captured because when
Mm.
Venom took his symbiote, I was like, okay, he's gonna make it somehow, go to jail or something like that, and
Mm-hmm.
then somehow get the symbiote back like later on or something. But
Yeah.
like you said, they decided to go ahead and just end him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they ended him, and like I said, his story seems so. I mean, his character arc and everything just seems so underwhelming for a
Yeah.
character that, like I said, we've been waiting a long time to
Yeah.
see Venom and Carnage on the big screen, and it was just like, hey, yeah, okay, Venom. I mean, Carnage. Okay,
Yeah.
Carnage. One like, oh my god, we got Carnage. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so I just really wish they had hit the mark, man. When you talking about games, man, you remember that Spider-Man game we had, the Maximum
Man,
Carnage?
bro.
Bro,
Bro,
I swear to you, I
that's
thought
all
about
I
that
was
game
thinking
today.
about while watching it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
all
me
I was
too,
thinking about while watching it. It's like, man, Carter should be checking you.
bro. It took us forever to try to beat that game, bro. Like, because Connor was so.
Bro,
I was telling Terry, I was like, because she was like, I don't know why, Venom can't beat him, this and that and this. And I was like, baby, listen, in the comics, it take Venom and Spider-Man to beat this dude. Like,
yeah,
this is real right here, where Venom can't really just handle him one on one. I mean, he's done it before,
yeah,
but it's not easy, which is why he goes to Spider-Man. Because I was telling her too,
yeah,
like in the comics, the offspring of the symbiote is always stronger than the parent. And so with Carnage being the offspring of Venom, he's stronger.
yeah.
Carnage has offsprings, which I think was I think it was Riot, his son. No, I think Poison is his son, and
Toxin.
he's yeah. I'm sorry. Thank you. I was telling Poison from Toxin. You're right. Thank you. Toxin is his son. I think Toxin is stronger than him because he's definitely
Yeah,
stronger than Venom. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it's always like the offspring is always stronger than the parent or whatever. But yeah, like I said, I really wanted this to work because even in the comics, like Shriek and Carnage were together, and he didn't like dislike her in the comic.
yeah,
They did all kind of stuff together, even though he knew she had the power to kind of hurt him or whatever. And
yeah,
so in this one, it's like, oh, I'm gonna do this and that to her. She opened her mouth again and all that sort of stuff. I'm just like,
yeah,
I mean, I guess it's just kind of give him some type of weakness because really in the comic, man, it's really hard to take down Carnage, man. In the comics, the Avengers have tried it, of
yeah,
course, Spider-Man tried it, Venom tried it. So many different people tried it, man. It's not easy. So I can understand. You got to you got to kind of like dump him down in some type of way to where he can be defeated some kind of way. Not easily,
yeah,
but some kind of way get defeated. And I guess that was what the one thing.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's why I should have at least with a couple of movies to be able to defeat him. Like, especially moving forward with the franchise. Like, if you still had him out there just chaos,
right.
like it would have been perfect. Especially the next iteration of what's going to end up happening. Like, he
Yeah,
had a chance.
yeah, because now I'm wondering what direction they're gonna go in. Are we gonna talk about that next? Yes,
Yeah,
we
let's
are.
go ahead, dude.
Cuz go ahead and get into the positives of this movie. Go ahead and bring it
So,
on now. We already know what you want to talk
the
about.
great, the best part was the post-scene credit.
Yes, sir. Spoilers, by the way, man.
Venom,
Y'all know spoilers.
spoiler.
About to get into it.
So Venom is talking to Brock. They had escaped to a beach, to the Caribbean, and Venom is telling Brock like, yeah, he's seen like just thousands of galaxies, all these galaxies, and with that, he's learned a lot. And it's like, okay, whatever, just show me something. It's like, okay, I'm just going to show you a very small, very minuscule thing.
Yeah.
Sitting there, and he just makes this thing happen, and they're like everything is whizzing around, and then it stops, and who's on the TV, bro?
Who was on the TV? I can't remember. Oh, it was Spider-Man. Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Before that Spider, before Tom Holland got on there.
So it was J. Jonah Jameson on
There
the
it is.
scene of Far From Home, Spider-Man Far From Home, where he's revealing Spider-Man's identity being Peter Parker. All that's going on TV as Brock is laying on the bed in his room. So we'll get into that. It looks like the rumors that we've been hearing. As a matter of fact, we talked about this on a previous video. We thought maybe they would merge the two universes, and we also have been hearing like just like small rumblings from like different producers of the Spider-Man movies, and on the Sony side, saying like, hey, something could happen. We don't know. Just letting y'all know something could happen. And I think we finally got the confirmation with this post and end credit scene. Listen. Now, this could be two different things here. This could be either Venom coming to the Marvel Universe, or this could be Spider-Man's way of exiting out of the Marvel Universe into the Sonyverse. I'm hoping it's the latter, bro. Because I you already know. I've been saying I want everything to be under one. You know what I mean? I want to see, the Avengers, mingling with Venom or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Get it all.
And so now this right here is gonna have people kind of wondering too. So on that scene, like you said, the Venom was talking to Brock, and he was telling them about the hive mind. If a lot of people, you read the comics, you know what the hive mind is. All the symbiotes throughout the known universe are linked through one mind. They have their own separate personalities, but they're linked through one mind. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. When he was describing that, I thought that maybe a Venom 3 would lead to Null, the king of the symbiotes. That's what I thought was gonna happen. I was thinking like, man, where else could they go with this if they killed off Carnage? I'm like, where could they go? And so when he started talking about the hive mind and all that stuff, and like all having symbiotes throughout the known galaxy, I'm thinking like, okay, they finna lead to Null, the king of the symbiotes. But then I was like, then all of a sudden, everything started changing. We're thinking that, okay, Venom is trying to show him something. We'll come to find out that it was affected by the multiverse of madness, which is, well, not necessarily the multiverse of madness. It could be two things, either the multiverse of madness, or it could be what is going on Spider-Man Far From Home.
Yeah.
Because if you saw in the trailers, Spider-Man has done something to where the multiverse has been affected, to where all these different characters are popping up. Venom could be the one of the characters that's gonna pop up. That's a rumor. Terry thinks that he's gonna be in the Spider-Man movie, which I would not be surprised now that we saw that end credit scene. You know what I'm saying? And so I hope that's the case, man. Because that means that maybe they'll be in this universe now, and it means Spider-Man's not going anywhere. So fingers crossed on that. But yeah, what you got anything to say about that?
Man, I was hyped as soon as I saw it. I was on
Bruh,
the screen
you should have
as
seen, you
soon
should have
as
heard out, you should have heard our theater room, man.
as soon as I saw James, I pointed up. I was like, "He's in it! He's in it! He's in it!" My wife looking at me crazy, like, "What are
Yeah,
you talking about?" And so I had to
uh,
explain to her, it's like, so comic book wise,
yeah.
you have Spider-Man and Venom, they're enemies. When
Well,
Venom first
more like
gets to the
frenemies.
yeah, yeah. Well, when he first gets
When
to
they first came out, yeah,
when he first gets there, he's a villain.
yeah.
He's a villain, and then become the frenemies, and he heads to San Francisco. So that's why Brock and Venom is in San Francisco,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's headed to New York. And she was like, "So they just skipped all that?" But yeah, okay. They didn't need all that backstory, so started with San Francisco and just went from there. She was like, "So why go after Spider Man?" I was like, "Well,
We're
you
gonna
got
find out.
Jameson on the screen, basically calling him a menace and public enemy. So that's all Venom knows is like, hey, this is the enemy. So he
And he's
must
a
be a
lethal
bad guy.
protector.
Exactly. So he just sees it as him going after a bad guy right now. So I
Mm-hmm.
can see being in No Way Home just because of him seeing Spider Man as a villain. So yeah, yeah.
Bro, if that's the case, that's gonna be one of the. That's why they said this could be Spider Man's end game because that would be
Yeah,
one of the biggest secrets to be held, man,
yeah,
ever in cinema. Like if you telling me you got Venom in there, if Daredevil pops up, if the other two previous Spider Mans pop up, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
They already got Doctor Strange in there. Like all
yeah.
this stuff happened, bro. And I think that's one of the reasons too why they kind of waited to the last, kind of a little bit closer to the time that the movie's gonna come out to drop the
Mhm.
trailer. You know what I'm saying? Well,
Yeah.
that and then on top of that, they dropped it when they dropped it. Because remember when the actual trailer leaked online, they had to try to put the fire out by actually releasing the actual trailer.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, man. Like I said, with when we seen that, man, me and Terry was like, oh my god. And that when, bruh, if you should have been, I'm telling you where we at watching the movie, man. That whole entire room erupted, bro. When they
Yeah.
show Spider Man on there, I was like,
I
oh
can
my.
imagine.
I was standing the whole time stunned, like Terry kept saying, "Oh, it's happening." She's like, "It's happening, it's happening." And I was just like, "What the?" I said, man, I didn't even know what to like. You know what's crazy, man? Like people who aren't into comics like that, man, probably after a while they see they're like the casual movie goer. They know to stay for the end credits on the different Marvel movies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
of
when they
course.
see us in there, just freaking out when we see Spider Man on the screen and stuff, and they probably gonna like, what's going on? Like, what these?
Like we know we got a movie coming.
Like, yeah, we know. Like, why everybody so crunk? Like you
Yeah.
don't understand, man. Like us growing up with these and finally seeing them in live action on a big screen, like you said, like you
Hmm.
always saying, which is how it's meant to be watched,
Yeah.
bro. Just to see a shared universe, the imaginations that we have as youngsters and stuff, reading the comics and stuff, and to finally see it being manifested on the screen and stuff like that, man. Like it's a different feeling, man. It's a different feeling because, like I said, we like comics aren't just this colorful thing we read, man. It kind of helped us as kids kind of get through hard times, or like I
Yeah.
said,
The
when I was a
storytelling
kid,
was
yeah, the storytelling.
amazing.
Like I said, it just takes your mind to other places and stuff. Like I said, I've told people before, like when I was a kid, the only reason why I got in the comics because the kid, we don't like to read, man. We just like to go outside
Yeah.
and play all day. So my
Mhm.
mom to give me to read, my mom used to buy me comics. And when that's how I ended up getting into the comics and stuff like that, because that's the only way she got me to read or whatever. And so
Yeah.
just reading all those different comics and stuff, man, and like I said, to finally see it on the screen. So that's why we get so hyped when we see stuff like that, man. Like I said, the room
Yeah.
went crazy when they saw Tom Holland on the screen. I
As it
just
should.
I want to know which direction they're going to go with this. Like, is he going to be in the next Venom movie, or is Venom going to be in the next Spider-Man movie? I'm gonna guess the next Spider-Man movie, man. It should be pretty interesting. What you think?
Well, because remember the next Spider-Man movie is supposed to be the third longest Marvel movie, but
Oh,
two,
really?
yeah, it's supposed to be the third long because the only one's longer than it is supposed to be Endgame
In
and
Infinity
Infinity
War?
War, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be like the third longest in the MCU. So that alone, it's like they're going to pay. It's going to be a lot of people in it. for it to be that long. Because
So they
you're gonna
really
have
this really is gonna be
yeah
the Spider-Man Endgame.
yeah because you have
Okay.
to for them to do the good storytelling. They
Mm-hmm.
have to have enough time to for everybody, and Venom is a major character. Like
Mm.
you have to have a story, a part of the story talking about him. Doctor Strange is a major character in it just because of his actions in it. So, and then you have the villains that's coming out that could be part of building up the Sinister
There's six.
Six.
Yeah.
Yeah. So each of these characters are have a major role. So I would think that they will get a major part of it, even if that major part is like let's say 10, 15 minutes. It will be a strong 10, 15 minutes of them being part of the story.
Right.
And so that's what I think. Like, yeah, with it being that long, they've this is by far one of the more protected um, movies and entities of Marvel. Like it's everything right now. If I feel like it's been very played close to the chest.
I mean,
You no longer have Iron Man. You no longer have Captain America. Thor isn't. So this is what's going to move the MCU forward, and they know they got to get it right. And I think just from the some of the hints that they've shown, as well as with the multiverse, I think
mhm.
it's going to play a major role in it. And then it's just going to be fantastic.
Let me ask you a
I'm
question.
looking forward to it. Yep.
Let me ask you a question. Like, so I was thinking about this earlier when I was at the
Mhm.
movies. Do you think that Venom wasn't rated R because they want to move seamlessly into the MCU?
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Me and
thinking
my
that
wife
too.
talked about that. Me and
Yeah,
my
I was
wife
thinking
talked
about
about
that too
that.
because
It's
that movie felt like it should be rated R. If you think
yeah.
about it, like a lot of the head biting they did and stuff they did at off screen. Remember that one part where Carnage bit the priest's head? Like he
Yeah.
turned around and like you can kind of like see the back of Carnage's head and kind of like chump. And then
Yeah.
he cut to who they cut to? I forgot who they cut to, and then they went to it didn't show his front or whatever, front of his face or
Yeah.
whatever. And I was like, yeah. When I seen that, I was like, yeah, this should have been rated R. But now that I see the end credit, I kind of see maybe why they wasn't making the rated R.
Yeah.
Because you want, like I said, you want this character to be moved seamlessly into the MCU, and you know ain't no rated R movies in the MCU.
Yeah.
And so,
I mentioned it to my wife. Like as soon as the rating came out that it was PG-13,
right,
she was like, "This needs to be rated R." It's like it should be, but I
yeah,
bet you it's something that's going to happen with the MCU. Because to be honest, my thinking was that Spider-Man going to Venom.
that's what I thought too.
So
Yeah,
that's you
I
taking
hey,
the
I'm glad it's that way. This
yeah
way that they did. I'm glad it's that way, bro. Because
yeah
you know, I've been saying it. Like, I want them to stay together. Like,
yeah
I feel like they need to make a proper Spider-Man movie, man. I don't want to sound like the get off my lawn guy here, but I just feel like it's too dependent on like Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Like he got an Iron Man suit. He's like a baby Iron Man. Every
yeah
villain that he's fought has had some type of tie with Iron Man. It's just
yeah
like Spider Man is a whole lot more popular of a character than Iron Man. He can stand on his own too.
yeah
Like make a proper, I'm talking about like grounded Spider Man movie where like, you know, Shocker or somebody's been robbing, having a whole string of robberies of banks or whatever. He gotta try to stop them or whatever.
yeah
Yeah, something
yeah
like
that'd be
that.
fun.
You don't gotta be
Yeah
world shattering, you know what I'm saying, type of thing for Spider Man. He's more of
yeah
a friendly neighborhood Spider Man, which is why where he gets the name from. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be
yeah
fighting aliens and all this other type of stuff. Give him a grounded story, man. Make his simplified. His
yeah.
suit shouldn't have to be a talking suit. He shouldn't he shouldn't have an AI in his suit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Keep it
he
cloth.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Keep everything just keep it to the simple version of Spider-Man. Like the Spider-Man that we all, know and love, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah
And hopefully they'll get back to it after this Spider-Man here. You know what I'm saying?
yeah
Because that Spider-Man I miss. Like y'all, you know, my favorite Spider-Man of all time was Andrew Garfield's
yeah
Amazing Spider-Man, the first one. That's my favorite
yeah.
Spider-Man movie of all time.
That was really good. Yeah, I agree. It will be fun for them to get back to the neighborhood, your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Right.
Just with and not your neighborhood Iron Spider all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
and I think this one would be a good one for them to be able to do that moving forward, just because, boom, no more Iron Man. To me, Iron Man should be an AI
Yeah.
hologram.
I would say you brought that up before.
Yeah, I stand by that. He just needs to stay as a hologram. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it protects the integrity of the MCU as well. Um, and I think, yeah, I think it would also help Spider-Man as a whole to
Hold
be
on,
able to.
cuz you don't want him to come back like Palpatine in the last Star Wars movie?
No,
No.
yeah, no, no. I
uh,
even enjoyed.
my my
I
bad. I
enjoyed
didn't mean to bring that up. My
I
bad. My
enjoyed that
bad.
Star Wars. I
Yeah.
enjoyed that Star Wars, but still, it's like, bro,
Yeah.
come
Yeah.
on.
It was a
Yeah,
lot.
like they could have done so much, but yeah, come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah. I don't want to talk about that. But
Yeah.
yeah, nah, I see what you're going with that, man. Let's before we go, man. What do you grade this from a scale of 1 to 10?
Ooh, put me on the spot. I might have to go. I go 7.2.
Dang, you going that high? Okay.
Yeah, because I want to watch it again. It's I'm willing to rewatch it. If I didn't want to rewatch it, it would have been much lower. But it's
Yeah.
definitely worthy of a rewatch to be able to see what I missed, especially with Toxin popping up with through Mulligan the cop. So I want to see like
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's
yeah.
no we didn't touch either.
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
I just that's something I want to be able to see. Is like, will he be a villain? Will they have him as still a friend? So that has me curious. So yeah, it's really it's a good rewatchable movie to be able to see what I missed before the next one drops.
Yeah, you know
If you
what?
get it.
Cause it's funny you said that too. Like, I wonder how he got the toxin symbiote. I definitely have to go back and rewatch. Mate, did Carnage do something to him? I can't remember.
Because I know that
Did he stab him in any way?
I know she jacked him up.
Yeah, she did. Cause I'm trying to think. Cause when you said that, I forgot. Cause his eyes started glowing when he was laying on that little pole or whatever
Yeah,
on the roof or whatever. And
yeah,
I was like, when? Cause like with Cassidy, you saw him bite
yeah,
Eddie's hand. That's how he ended up getting his symbiote. So I'm trying to
yeah.
think, how did Mulligan get toxin? Did I miss something?
And that's why we got to rewatch
Yeah, I
it.
definitely gotta
Nah,
rewatch it, man.
I don't remember seeing anything, any the interaction
For him
between
to
them
get
that
it,
would
see what I'm
cause that.
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
because it was all her jacking him up
yeah,
for payback for being shot.
trying to, yeah. I don't know, man. Like I said,
Yeah,
I might have to watch it again because I'm really confused on that. Because, like we said, when you said that, it just clicked with me. I was like, yeah, I thought about that in the movie. Then I'm like, I know that's toxin, but where did he get the symbiote from? Because, like I said, we know how Cassidy got his when he
yeah,
bit Eddie. That's how he got the Carnage symbiote. How did Mulligan
yeah,
get the toxin symbiote?
yeah.
So I'm confused on that one. But yeah, let me see. For me, man, I'm gonna give it a 6.5.
Okay.
I'm gonna give it a 6.5. That's above okay.
Yeah,
Um, I might need to, like you said, I might need to see it again to kind of, saying maybe get a better better opinion on it or whatever. Cause now I definitely want to go, because now you got me thinking. I want to go back and see how Mulligan got toxin.
yeah,
Cause I was telling Terry, I said he's actually a good cop. He's just really hard nosed. Like he's a no
yeah,
nonsense cop. I know they made it seem like, oh, he's a bad guy. Like, no, no, no. He's actually a good guy. He's kind of like uh Harvey Bullock in
mm,
the
yeah,
DC. Yeah. Like, yeah, he's a good cop. He ain't got no mess, man. He wants to get the truth and all that stuff, man, no matter what. And so, but yeah, for me, man, I give it 6.5.
yeah. I just Yeah, I I have no idea how he ended up leaving the.
Yeah, because bro, that got me
season.
thinking. Now I'm like, how did he get that toxin? How did he get toxin? Because I'm trying to play it in my head now. It's like, did
It had to have been from the explosion, like just stuff falling all over the place, and the piece falling into him.
oh, okay,
So that's yeah, because that's
okay,
the
that
only
makes
because
sense. I didn't think about
that was
that.
a major explosion.
Yeah,
So that's I
okay,
think that will give it the chance because for that to happen, maybe something fell into him,
yeah. Because remember
and
when
then
she hit
boom,
him with
the
the
eyes.
sonic boom and
Yeah,
shriek, and it pieces
mhm,
falling off, and
yeah.
that might be it.
Because
That
shortly
might be
thereafter
it.
is when they end up showing his eyes glowing.
Yeah,
So I'm thinking that will be right there in a little time period is when it happened.
dang, that's a good point. I did not think about that. You might be right. Because
Yeah.
when you said that, I was sitting there thinking that's actually what I thought in the movie theater. It's like, so how did he get the toxin symbiote? Because I'm really confused now. It's just like
Yeah.
I thought maybe like
Until you
okay,
see it, you're gonna have
if
to
I
move it
can't
up to a
figure it out
seven.
now, they'll probably tell us in the next movie or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real.
But yeah, it's probably gonna do it for us. Unless you got anything else you want to add.
Nah, man, that's all I got. So we're definitely going to be back with the next with another one quickly. So next week will be the finale of What If
Yep,
season finale. So it'll be the episode 9. We definitely got to talk about that. We also got to talk about the Shang-Chi. Hadn't been able to be able to touch on that. And then also one of my favorite movie franchises drop next week as well. Got the 007, No
definitely got to get
Time to
into that.
Die.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely gonna get into that.
So gotta get into that one. Like the movies are coming out. I already let the wife know. Like we're gonna be spending a lot of time at the theater,
Yes,
but
sir.
luckily we can. Uh, at our new house, we can actually see the theater from our house.
Bruh.
We moved to a good spot. We moved to a good
Then on
spot.
top of that, you movies in the movies, they showed the trailer for Eternals. That's in about a month.
Yeah. Yep.
So
They coming out now. They coming out now, and
yep.
because it's not just the comic book movies either. Like it's all the movies that's starting to drop
Yeah.
now, and I am
Halloween.
thankful.
I'm ready for
Yeah,
Halloween
yeah.
too.
Yeah, I tell my
Halloween
wife
two.
like, yeah, that one they dropping that one 2 weeks too early. Like you could have just dropped that one on the 29th, right
Yeah,
there
yeah,
before
yeah.
Halloween. Like
Exactly.
whoever scheduled that got to be fired. Like you blew you blew it by 2 weeks. Like I'm not
Right.
understanding. Like yeah, the name
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you should own when you're dropping this after 30 years worth of dropping
Exactly.
movies. But we'll be able to watch it and talk about that one as well. So when it comes to the channel, make sure that y'all are liking and subscribing. All right. Make sure y'all get down into our comment section as well. Tell us what you thought of Venom as well. If give us your rating. All right, 1 out of 10. Let us know something that you're again. What you feel about the post-credit scene. What you think about Carnage? All right, did they go far enough? Not far enough? Because yeah, it is PG-13 because of the MCU. It's getting ready to intertwine with the MCU, but still, it's a lot more that they could be able to work with as well.
Exactly.
So, once again, I am Will.
And I am real.
Thank you for being geek with us.
Yes, sir.